Let's have a look at fractions. Now if I have a cake and I cut the cake into two equal pieces, and if I take one of the pieces, I have half of the cake. So as a fraction, I can write 1 over 2. Now this shaded portion is exactly half of the cake, and in terms of fraction, it will be 1 over 2. So every fraction is made up of two numbers separated by a line. Now the line can be known as fraction bar as well. Now the line can be either horizontal or diagonal. So sometimes you will see fraction written this way or written this way. They are similar. Now the number above the line is called the numerator. So this is our numerator. The numerator tells us how many pieces that we have. So in this case, we have one piece, so 1. And the number below the line is called a denominator. Denominator tells us how many equal pieces that the cake has been cut into. So in this case, we have cut the cake into two equal pieces, and we have 2. So for the same cake, you can cut into 3 equal pieces. In this case, the fraction will be 1 over 3. Likewise, you may cut into 4 equal pieces, and this will be 1 over 4. Now, if you take 2 pieces, that will be 2 over 4. Right? So the fraction bar, the bar here can mean division as well. Right? For example, 1 over 4 is equivalent to 1 divided by 4. So what this means is that if I have one cake and I divide the cake among 4 persons, okay? One cake divided by 4 persons. Each person will get 1/4 of the cake. So that is the meaning of fraction. We have talked about numerator. For example, 1 over 2 here. Now the top number is equivalent to the numerator, and the bottom number is equivalent to the denominator. The numerator will tell us how many pieces that we have, and the denominator tells us how many equal portions that the cake has been cut into. We can also flip a fraction to get the reciprocals. For example, 2 over 3. Now if you flip this one over, you get 3 over 2. And this is known as the reciprocals. Similarly, 11 over 14. If you were to flip over, you get 14 over 11. What happens if you have 19 over 19, for example? If you flip over, you still get 19 over 19. So therefore, this number here is its own reciprocal. When the denominator, which is the bottom number of a fraction, is 1, the fraction is equal to the numerator itself. For example, if I have 2 over 1, so now the denominator is 1. The fraction will be equivalent to the numerator itself, which is 2. If I have 158 over 1, what is the answer? The answer will simply be the numerator itself, 158. Okay. Now, if the numerator and denominator are the same, for example, 365 over 365, I will get 1, right? So this means that, for example, the cake has been cut into 365 equal pieces, and I take all the 365 pieces. That simply means I take the whole cake. When the numerator of a fraction is 0, for example 0 over 12, the fraction will be equivalent to 0. In fact, 0 divided by any number, you will get 0. Okay? Now notice that the numerator can be 0 but not the denominator. This means that if I have 110 divided by 0, what do I get? What do I get? Now, this is mathematically not possible. You cannot get a number and divide it by 0. So therefore, the denominator can never be 0. Otherwise, the fraction becomes undefined, which means mathematically no meaning. A mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction added together. For example, 1 is a whole number and 1 over 2 here. So what this means is that this number is made up of 1 as a whole number plus a fraction of 1 over 2. Right? If I have 5 and 3 over 4, what this means is 5 as a whole number plus a proper fraction, 3 over 4, right? Now we have mentioned proper fraction. This is when the numerator, which is the top number, is less than the denominator. For example, if we have 1 over 2, the numerator is less than the denominator. This is known as proper fraction, okay? And a proper fraction is less than 1. We can have, for example, 3 over 5, which is also less than 1. Now, when the numerator, which is the top number, is greater than the denominator, for example, 2 over 1, the fraction ends up greater than 1, right? Remember, 2 over 1 is similar to 2, so 2 is greater than 1. And then any other fraction, for example, 198 or over 197, in this case, it will be greater than 1 as well. Now, for a fraction with numerator greater than the denominator, this is known as an improper fraction. This one here is known as proper fraction. Now, converting an improper fraction to a mixed number is customary, especially when it's the final answer to a problem, right?